welcome to Bribie Island. My name's Lynn. I'm here with Fishability Queensland today. We're hosting a free and low-cost event for people with disabilities who don't have the support from NDIS and are not able to do the things that we're offering here today. I came here 2 years ago as a participant. I happened to be riding up here, and Fishability Queensland was hosting this same event 2 years ago, and I started here as a participant. And Emma, our CEO, she saw things in me and she nurtured me, and I eventually became a volunteer assisting other people to have a nice day on the water as well. From then I had the opportunity to grow even further, and I've been doing some courses in training and understanding people's disabilities and the things that they need to help them enjoy a beautiful day on the water.
Hello, my name's Neville from Fishability Queensland. I met Fishability in November 2020 and I went to the marina to pick up a little boat to take out fishing for the day, and met Emma and Shane, and they told me about their organisation. So I started going along with them. For the first 6 months or so, I didn't have NDIS approval, and so they helped me with that. And then I started going out with them more. So and we've become really friendly. We go out all the time in the men's group, and we even do things like go-karting. We went up to the Barra Farm, up the Sunshine Coast. When I started with them, I was really depressed, and going out with them, they've helped me get through that.
And from there, I've now become a member of the staff. So I am just so excited about what Fishability has done for me. And I open my heart to the opportunity to other people who would like to be able to come out and spend a day out in the water with us. We also take people out on the barbecue boats here at Spinnaker Sound Marina, which is another opportunity that people can share with us.
So it's a beautiful Thursday out here at Bongaree at Bribie Island. We're out here for our first community fish off of the year in collaboration with Holistic Horizons. Yeah, it's an absolutely beautiful day. Holistic Horizons putting on a free sausage sizzle. It's a completely free event, so anyone can turn up, grab a rod, come down for a fish. We hold these every month around various locations, up at Bribie Island, at Wynnum, at Combsley, down in Brisbane. So we need to thank all the support that we've got from Unity Water, from the Department of Agriculture and Fisheries. We'd like to thank Robin and Brendan at Bribie Island Boat Charters for our $20 day that we have up here, that we had yesterday. We took 3 boats out. It's just really important that we do thank our supporters. As a not-for-profit, Fishability Queensland rely heavily on support from funding from the government and from other bodies. Unfortunately, due to being a not-for-profit organisation, we don't solely rely on the NDIS to sustain our organisation. We do rely heavily on that government funding, on sponsorships.
Hi, my name's Emma. I'm the CEO of not-for-profit organisation Fishability Queensland. We started unofficially in kind in around 2013 when I worked for Micah Projects, a wonderful not-for-profit organisation supporting homeless people in the community and providing health services for people at risk of marginalisation and vulnerability. Since then, I saw the value in fishing and the power in fishing and outdoor recreation, and I was made redundant in 2016 because of changes. Meaningly, at the NDIS was the biggest change that affected the sector that I was working in. I took all of my redundancy money and I formed my own charity, today known as Fishability Queensland. And since then, it's been an ongoing struggle. We've been faced with things like COVID-19, like everybody else. Also, we have constant weather restrictions, and we're also limited by funding.
Obviously very, very proud of our daughter Emma. She was made redundant from a job where she was doing similar type of work before, and with the redundancy pay, because she'd worked there for quite some time, and with about $40,000 savings, she worked for nearly 12 months without any income and formed a charity and called it Fishability Queensland. She's gone from there with just a very, very small client base to having something like now 2,000 or 3,000 people who on occasion use her business, or not really a business, use her facility. We've seen her grow, really do an incredible job with these people. She has an enormous feeling for them, and she's spent so much time doing it that it really fills our hearts with an enormous amount of joy and pleasure.
Really, all I want to do is just ask for a bit of help as president of the organisation. Just sort of want to ask for a bit of a help and a bit of support, just from anyone that can really come out and see the value in what we do. You know, there are other for-profit organisations that focus solely and wholly on NDIS. I myself am on the NDIS, you know, and there are organisations out there that will only take you if you have money. If you don't have a penny to your name, if you're not on the NDIS, if you're not on My Aged Care, reach out to us, come out for a fish. We don't care if you don't have 20 cents to your name. We'll get you out and we'll get you linked in and get you meeting some new people. I also need to acknowledge the efforts of our CEO, Emma Dyson, and the countless amounts of hours that she puts into applying for grants. You know, and thank you to all those government funding bodies that have given us grants in the past. You guys have made us be able to survive as long as we have. But unfortunately, with the lay of the land and with the way that the NDIS is at the moment, and just funding in general, we do need support to get us through these really tough times. Through, you know, with COVID hitting, you know, with other organisations, I guess seeing a quick buck to be made and just opening up, you know, basically creating something out of nothing, wholly and solely just to bring people on the NDIS out. Yeah, so it's just really, really important, and yeah, I guess I'm more passionate about it because this organisation, Fishability Queensland, saved my life, like I've said in previous documentaries. You know, I had nothing when I came across Fishability Queensland, and they welcomed me with open arms. And that's when I sort of, you know, when they came and asked me if I wanted to take on the presidency role, I jumped at it with both hands, because I could just see that the kindness, the charity, the benevolence, the compassion was all there, and they didn't expect anything in return. Yeah, so I guess as president of Fishability, I just want to reach out to anyone out there that may have a family member or even some lived experience of how hard it is, you know, whether it be disabled, mental health, socially isolated, marginalised, you know, they're the people that we welcome along, you know, because a lot of those people fall through the systemic cracks of society that nothing, you know, no one wants anything to do with them because they're too hard, they're too much trouble. You know, those are the people that we welcome with open arms, because you guys are the guys that get forgotten about and I myself was one of those people that had forgotten about. The NDIS as a whole is fantastic, and we completely believe in what it does and what it does for the economy and how much it improves people's lives. However, sometimes it can sort of be a double-edged sword in the fact that it does open people with disabilities up to be preyed upon and be seen as a commodity. You know, I've been in my chair for 27 years this year, and before the NDIS came out, no one really was too concerned about what you know, about disabled people, or you know, we were just a part of society. But now that people can make money off them, everyone wants one. It's like a new toy. I know that's probably a really bad sort of way to put it, but as a disabled person that was disabled a long time before the NDIS came around, yeah, it's very disheartening being the president of a not-for-profit that isn't in it for the money, to just see other for-profit organisations just treating disabled people as commodities. Yeah, so, you know, as president of Fishability Queensland, I encourage anyone that's interested in, whether you have participants that may be interested in fishing, or just people that just really need to get out of their headspace for the day, just bring them along to one of our events. You know, yeah, today, you know, we've got Holistic Horizons putting on the sausage sizzle. You know, it's completely free. Fishability Queensland provide all the rods, all the bait, all the equipment, and yeah, we don't ask anything in return other than you come along and just have a great time. That's what we're all about. We're about proper social inclusion, and that doesn't mean inclusion just because you can afford it. It means inclusion because you need it, and it shouldn't come down to whether or not you've got money to be able to have your mental health or your disability or your isolation be managed. You know, everyone should be entitled to some sort of support, and that's what we're here for. We're just here to support people through their darkest of times and through their best of times. Yeah, so I really encourage any organisations out there, you know, any you know, any tackle companies, any car companies, any you know, any boat companies, basically anyone that sees the value in outdoor recreation, just to come along and just see what we do. You know, the worst that can happen is you'll come along, have a look and go, okay, you know, probably not for us. But I can almost guarantee that if you came out and saw the impact that we have on people's lives that normally wouldn't get out of the house, you know, yeah, you'd really see the benefit in what we're doing for often very low cost and free events.
I've been volunteering since 2013. Started with her when she started this project before with the other group that she was with. She's carried it on and just going from strength to strength. She struggles still with trying to get funding from different organisations. She writes all her own funding scripts and stuff like that to get as much money as she can from them. The problem is that everybody's after money, and it's, as far as a lot of people see it, it's just another charity. But if anyone can help, I'd be more than pleased. I'm very, very happy to accept it. Thank you.
We are having a beautiful day here at Bribie, so please, if you really want to have a good time with us, look us up on Facebook, contact anyone with Fishability Queensland, and we hope to see you out on the water with us sometime soon.
I welcome all to come down, check us out, look us up on Facebook, Fishability Queensland on Facebook. go to our website, www.fishability.com.au, and just reach out. You know, give us a call, flick us a text, send us an email, and yeah, just come out and meet the crew, meet the guys that come out and have, you know, that come out to our events. And the worst that can happen is you'll come out, it won't be for you, and that's fine. You know, fishing, outdoor recreation isn't for everyone, but yeah, just come out and have a look at what we do, because I tell you, it saved my life, and I know of many others that have benefited very similarly. So yeah, come across, have a look at us and see what you think. But yeah, any support that we can get from anyone is welcomed and very much appreciated.
The purpose of making a documentary and upgrading our documentary from the one we made in 2019 is to try and appeal to people that are in the situation to be able to help financially support the community. The only way we can support the community is if the community members that have the capacity to assist us make that possible by a small donation as little as $50 or even less. We need volunteers to come forward. We also need this message to get out to people who may be at risk of social isolation and loneliness. But we do earn money from participants on the NDIS. We put all of that money back into the community to make sure that no child, man or woman fall through the systemic cracks and are at risk of being forgotten about and become quite often invisible. The impacts that this has on society is quite invisible too. Emergency wards get taken up, people have suicidal ideation and need to be referred to emergency services, and also there's a huge implosion of things like domestic violence and other things that are avoidable if they have the support from community groups. Not only do we go fishing, but we also do invisible work that other people aren't seeing, like taking that person to that psych appointment, taking that person to hospital, taking that person shopping when they have no one to turn to or they've run out of money. Fishability Queensland steps in and supports people in every way that we possibly can, but with limited amounts of funding, that limits the work that we can do in the community. And it may be one day your grandmother at risk, it may be one day your father at risk, maybe one day your child at risk, and you're going to want to know that there is somebody there to support them. So basically, if you have any spare money to give to Fishability Queensland, please visit www.fishability.com.au. Thank you.